All right, back again. Sorry it's been so long. I just haven't had the chance to really review anything. But today, as you saw, we have Lattafa, Nashama, Caprice. On a side note, I fucking hate the shape of this box because it doesn't fit in my usual drawer. It takes up so much space. But that's about the only problem I have with this. But fuck them for making a box like this. I mean, look at this. It's cool, don't get me wrong, it's a good presentation, but it's so fucking unnecessary. Just put it in a normal box that fits properly in a drawer or something, Because I'm sure I'm not the only person that keeps their stuff in the boxes. But give me 1 second. I have to move something. Alright, sorry, I'm back. But yeah, Lattafa Al Nashama Caprice. This one, I fell victim to the hype again with this one. Kind of like I did with a good chunk of these newer scents that I've purchased over the last year. Um, but this one I don't have an issue with per se. This one is good. Don't get me wrong. But we'll get into that in a minute. All right. So the main accords are aromatic, warm, spicy, fresh, spicy, woody, lavender, amber, citrus, green, and herbal. A perfume rating of 4.38 out of 5 with 1,334 votes. Commonly loved, and it is apparently best for fall, second best in spring, and third best in winter, and fourth best in summer, and best at night, second best during day. I think that's dumb, unless you're going by temperature difference. Um, then I guess the night makes sense if you're talking about summer wear. But I wore this today, and no, it's like 59 degrees today, so I guess it makes sense. Anyhow. El Nashama Caprice. You know what? Never mind. That's just basically the scent notes. I'll get into that. Top notes of cardamom, ginger, bergamot, lemon. Middle notes of lavender, geranium, mint, and base notes of amber, cedarwood, vetiver, and patchouli. Sorry, moving my screen back a little bit because it was kind of making a glare, sort of. So longevity on this one is apparently long-lasting with 7 to 12 hours, but I slightly disagree with that. I would say it's more so moderate in terms of Fragrantica rating standards, with moderate being 3 to 6 hours. Although it is an eau de parfum, I believe. Yeah. The longevity is good. Well, wow, actually, hold on a minute. No, I'm rethinking this. So I put this on at 9, roughly, this morning, and it is now 4:52. So that's 7 hours, and I'm still getting an occasional whiff of it. So yeah, never mind. Longevity, I'll agree with. Long lasting, 7 to 12 hours. Sillage of moderate, radiating with an arm length. Gender, male, and price value of great value. I believe I paid about, I want to say $35 for this one, roughly. And it is a clone of, excuse me, YSL La Nuit de l'Homme Blue Electrique, which is discontinued, I believe. That's kind of what drew me into this one. It was the fact that it is discontinued, and I was curious. I don't own any YSL. I smelled some, but never that one. So I'm like, all right, I'll try it. Sorry, I'm just reading some other reviews here. I'm curious. Some of these people either have some really fucked up noses, or I don't know. And I kind of get what that one guy's saying with spiced baby wipes now that I'm thinking about it. It's really disappointing. But I'll not allow that to change my perception of this. Anyhow, on the shirt, which is where I sprayed a lot, cardamom, ginger, bergamot, and lemon are no longer existent because it's top notes. They're there for 20 minutes and then they're gone. You know what I mean? But the amber and cedarwood are there. The geranium, I think, is persisting, but the lavender and mint aren't. The vetiver and patchouli. No, I'm not really detecting either one, but I would say the amber, cedarwood, and geranium are still there. But that's after 7 hours, roughly. 7 hours? Maybe more like 6, 7 hours, something like that. But anyhow, let's get on with this proper. Got to take a sip of my smoothie. I'm going to fold it over the testing strip, the paper towel that I'm wasting. It's rough, kind of. It's pungent, I'll put it that way. But also, I both like and dislike this bottle shape because it makes it look like it's more than it truly is when 2/3 of the fucking bottle are the cap, like, well, no, I guess it's even, but I don't know. When you look at this, you'd think, oh man, it's a tall bottle of cologne, but then it's just mostly cap. You know what I mean? But it's okay. No, it's about half and half. Whatever. That's beside the point. Let me get on with this properly. I'm just nitpicking some stupid bullshit right now. I've had a long day. I'm sorry. Atomizer. Oh, it's in my mouth. Could taste worse. Atomizer's good. I like the wide cone of projection that it has. Hate to say this, but as with most cheap scents, you can kind of smell a certain cheapness about this one, but it doesn't make it a bad scent. It's just, if you don't have too much of a nose for artificial, then it doesn't matter too much. But this one, it's in the air. It's a little, I don't know, bothersome. I'll put it that way. I need to dry it down. But yeah, let's see. Top notes of cardamom, ginger, bergamot, and lemon. Let's go over these. It's still wet, but yeah, lemon, the ginger, the spice of the ginger, the sweetness of the cardamom, and the that nice little alternative citrusy nuance of the bergamot are all present. And then the mint, yeah, geranium. Yes, the geranium is very glaring in this one, despite being a middle note. The lavender, not so much, but it is present. Base notes of amber. Yeah, amber. I'm not too crazy about amber these days. There's been just too many scents I own that are just amber. You know what I mean? The cedarwood. Yeah, if I dig around for it, it's there. But again, they just sprayed it, so it's mostly top and middle notes. Stealing the show. The vetiver. I want to say yes, but yeah, there's a bit of a smoky, earthy tone there, I suppose, that would be consistent with vetiver, but it's not too glaring for being a base note. Patchouli, yes, but it is rather mild. The geranium kind of overtakes it a bit. But it's funny because this also reminds me of a Zumbar brand soap I had there. Geranium patchouli. It was really good. And I'm getting, now that I think about it, a similar vibe from this. The geranium amber, and it's mostly the geranium and amber that are pretty present in this part that I'm picking up out of all of these. With a bit of the lavender and the patchouli, I guess. I don't know, this is kind of a muddy blend, I'll put it that way. For Lattafa, I guess it's kind of to be expected a little bit. You know, you're paying for cheaper fragrances, but there's a bit of strange overlap in there where you can't quite necessarily tell what is what to a degree. But it's not bad. This is a nice scent. Main accords of aromatic. Yes. Warm, spicy. I guess you could say that. I wouldn't really, honestly, I don't know if I'd consider this a spicy scent, in the traditional way at least. But fresh, spicy, like I said, I don't really consider this to be very spicy per se. Woody, a bit. Lavender, again, a bit. Amber, yes. Citrus, a good bit. But mostly on the top notes. Once it dries down and the top notes have faded, it's not so much. And then green, sure, you could say that. Herbal, I would say so. There's a bit of a muskiness that I just picked up in this. I'm not sure what is creating that. Maybe it's the vetiver. Could be the patchouli, maybe, but I don't think so. It honestly might be the cedarwood, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. There's just something almost vaguely musky in there. Overall, it's not bad, though. For what this is, it is quite good. But you're kind of getting what you pay for, of course. You know, it's kind of usually how it works. And I'm not usually picky about that, but this one, as I wore it again today, I just kind of, my perception of it changed a little bit. I did like this one, and then I kind of, today, it just kind of wasn't as remarkable, I guess. And now that I just read that, spicy baby wipes, I get that. I unfortunately do get that. I understand what they mean by that. But as long as you're not thinking that when you're wearing it, it won't cling on. You know what I mean? But I understand what they mean, unfortunately. Now we gotta rate this. That's when it's difficult, because again, I did enjoy this a good amount when I first got it. Now I'm kind of on the fence about it. It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite in my collection, I can tell you that. I have two particular ones that may be surprising that I really do not like. And I really, honestly, no, not almost. I really don't even want to wear them to review them properly. I might just spray them on something and smell them. Leave one sprayed on something to sit for like an hour, and then the other one do fresh, you know? Because it's just something that is just not good, both of them. I really don't like either one. But anyhow, I'm going to give this one... I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 10, honestly. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I wear it from time to time. It just has to be in the right weather. Like I said, it's best in fall, spring, and winter, supposedly, at night. At night. I don't know why that is. Nighttime is typically colder, sometimes humider weather, but the same could be said about fall, spring, and I guess technically winter. Winter's just cold. I wouldn't say colder. That's the coldest part of the year. But, you know, I just think it's kind of dumb that people kind of, well, even me personally, I'm guilty of doing this. I sometimes will consult Fragrantica to see what the best commonly voted for season is for a scent, and then I will wear it accordingly. But I think that's stupid that I do that, and I think it's stupid that that's such a big thing on here, is that they're rating it by month. Not month, but time of year and time of day. Because realistically, you can wear whatever you want anytime you want, although I wouldn't suggest wearing something like Mancera's Red Tobacco on a fucking steaming hot summer day, you know what I mean? You could if you wanted to, but it wouldn't be enjoyable by any means, but still, you could wear it on a spring day, maybe, you know, or at night during the summer when it's colder, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's a rant, anyhow. I'm just going off on a tangent here. Anyhow, yeah, Lattafa Al Nashama Caprice. I'm going to give that a 5 out of 10. Like I said, not my favorite, not my least favorite, and I will wear it once in a while, but I've got other scents in my collection that I reach for more often. But I guess that's probably how most people are that collect, for better or worse. Yeah, I'll be back again with a review probably tomorrow. I want to try to get these more often. Um, but I do this like sporadically. You know what I mean? I do it when it feels appropriate, or like when I wear something new that I haven't reviewed yet. I'll review it that day. And this was the perfect one for today because it's a longer lasting one. It was actually still on me after I left work, so there's that. Yeah. If you see it somewhere, try it because I believe this is discontinued as well. Um, that was also partially why I bought it because it was a discontinued Lattafa scent that was cloning a discontinued YSL scent. It's kind of what the hype was about that I was seeing and reading about. And it's like, okay, great, you know. But yeah, Lattafa Al Nashama Caprice, 5 out of 10. Goodbye.